Hello guys, NautoAce here, and finally it's May. Of course, in June there's going to be a lot of video game events, especially the Game Fest with Jeff Keighley, and then of course there's the PC Gamer. Of course, Microsoft is going to do their own thing on June. It's time for the MmGS Video Game Summer Pre-Hype Special, something like that. I don't know what to call it since there is no E3 2022, but basically what I'm going to do for this year is I'm going to do my annual E3 2021 a year later. And of course, I'm going to do what I want to see announced, shown on the general video game event of summer. And maybe to some extent, a prediction. But really, that's what it is. And of course, when the event starts, Game Fest, Microsoft, Nintendo, whatever, I'll try to give my thoughts about each event. Of course, if you notice on the classic thoughts of E3 2015, I kind of did do that, give my thoughts on Ubisoft, EA, Square Enix, Nintendo, Microsoft, Sony, you get it. So anyway, I digress. So with that said, I'm going to give my thoughts on the E3 2021 a year later of what happened. Let's just say it is what it is. Of course, we're living in a pandemic. People had to compromise. It was an online edition. So you can't really blame that. So a lot of the events really was, to some extent, was underwhelming. But, you got to do what you have to do. It is what it is there. And so the biggest easy one I can remember is, of course, the Amico story, the drama behind it. Of course, if you didn't know, in E3 2021, Tommy Tallarico kind of talked about the Amico. Of course, delay. Now it's indefinite delay. Now quiet period. Of course, you got a drama. Of course, certain YouTubers, some of them who I follow on the internet, they had a challenging of what happened. So, for me, like I said, my closure was that one video. And yes, I did that April's Fool, but that was a joke there. But so for me, whatever. If they're going to show it, great. If not, whatever. It's not going to hurt my back. So it is what it is there. But some of the cool one that they showed was, of course, with Nintendo definitely was some of the games that came out. It was really awesome. Of course, the summer E3 Nintendo Direct. I forgot what it was. I know one of them was Advance War. Of course, that game. Unfortunately, right now, it's hold indefinitely because of what real life happening. I'm not going to get into it. But they did show some games. And of course, the fifth character for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, which is Kazuya. So that was interesting because Namco Bandai are the one that's doing the heavy work for that game. Still with the overseeing with Sora, with Sakurai there. So, of course, let's just go forward with this story. October, Sora, finally the number one request character. He can explain everything. Why is he a big deal? Kind of makes sense what it is. And now, Super Smash Bros. Is done. There is no more Super Smash Bros. For the time being. And of course, there were some interviews with Sakurai. He said that he kind of felt that he has to be involved with the game. He did say he tried to let someone else do it, but apparently it wasn't to his satisfactory. So I don't know what the story behind it. And like I said, in the future, I'm going to give my thoughts about that. But that's a different story there. But at the same time, of course, they announced two alternative, not Smash Killer, but alternative to Smash Ultimate, which is Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl and Multiverses. So right now with Nickelodeon, it is sort of kind of good for esports. A lot of people do enjoy it. Yeah, there is lacking of the characters. They did talk about that. Definitely also what kills the game as right now. That's why it's always in sale. It's expected. It is what it is. It's not a Nintendo game. And I bought the game finally for $20. So you kind of see there. And they finally announced DLC, but they gotta need more characters, like I said. But the biggest thing about this game is you gotta put in voice. And a lot of people have said it. They tried it and they said, yeah, it's not working. I'm not enjoying it without the voice. Yeah, the developer did say, and even Game Mills, who's the publisher, said, right now, due to union, contract, cost, they are going to do it in the long run when Who knows? But they say they are gonna actually add voice in the long run. Hopefully, because right now, and yeah, it's not a smash killer. A lot of people kind of joke about it, and apparently they backfire because the general consumer who are not in tune kind of fall for it, which is unfortunate. So you see what happened there. In the case with Multiverses, they're on their closed beta. This summer in July, they're going to finally do an open beta. So, of course, Sony had some games also. They weren't really, to some extent, were in the E3 event, but they had their own games, of course. Horizon Forbidden West is already out. People like it. And then another one from Sony, Gran Turismo 7. Apparently, it's a good game, good graphic, you get it. Unfortunately, because of the business side, it kind of sucks. Microtransaction, always online, so people got pissed about that. I'm not really a fan of simulation racing. I prefer arcade. But for people who liked it, yeah, they were like really, really pissed off about it. And still, unfortunately, in 2022, 2021, censorship still killing some of the games there to a point that they refuse to release it. Galgun Return, of course, obvious reason I did talk about it. Ayukana. And then one of my favorite company, Idea Factory, had to censor the PlayStation 4 version. At least they compromised by if you get it on Steam or on Nintendo Switch, it's uncensored. Right now, Sony's being bullshit. And I did do a video about it in Christmas of 2021, the Sony policy story. So again, if you want a refresher, if you want to know, you can see that video. And if I remember, I put a lot of this thing I talked about on the description box. So, yeah, right now Sony's being a jackass. Like, it is what it is there. Microsoft, at least, they're doing good. They're showing games. I like their ideas to my delivery, so it was actually fun because, believe it or not, I finally got a Series X. So, it was at Amazon. They were just there. The window was open. I said, you know what, I can't get a PlayStation 5, so I'll just get a Xbox Series X. It is what it is. I enjoy it. I can see why now. A lot of my old games, I enjoyed them once again because of the frame booster. I did it with, of course, Sonic Generation. You saw it. Sonic Unleashed, which that game was bad, but whatever. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It's not that bad there. And of course, for $20, I got a Google Stadia, and I did test it out, but only a lot of those trials in freebie for now because I got too many console options. I mean, I don't even have Game Pass because I already have games. A lot of PS4 games, that's all, because they have always on clearance. And then at some point, I had some bonus points, let's just say that, in a retail. And I was hoping to get a PS5, but didn't really do it because of of course, the story behind it. So I ended up getting a Switch OLED instead. Because either that or I just wasted. I probably could have had games, whatever. Because I'm finally saying, I'm curious. I'm going to see what this OLED. And I got to believe it. It was kind of interesting. OLED screen makes it look nice. So I got to give them credit, but I don't really need an OLED. But I don't want to also waste my bonus points. Let's just say that. And speaking of bonus points is Pokemon. Of course, Pokemon Company announced their own game. Of course, Legend Arceus, I played it, finished it, I can see what's good. Of course, Diamond Pearl. I did enjoy it because that's one of my favorite regions. And backstory also because of the pandemic, of course, the delivery, the shipment, the story in 2020, 2021, there was some problem, the lack of. So apparently at one point, I thought I lost my Diamond Pearl dual pack. And so I called Best Buy, that's where I ordered it. They were nice enough, and you gotta give them credit, to get me a replacement. So I did. And then, of course, 2 days later, they found my original one. Send it to me anyway. So if you saw one of my videos, so now I got two. So yay me. I mean, whatever. I'm not gonna open it because, whatever. Besides the point about that one is that the announcement of Pokemon. Of course, Pokemon Company announced Scarlet and Violet. So once again, new Pokemon, whatever. Tiring, but I love Pokemon, so I'm sort of sick in the head about that one. So, and of course, one announcement is that only certain Pokemon are going to be in that game, but they also are including Pokemon from Legend Arceus, a Hisuian Pokemon. So, a little bit of upside, downside is no national deck. I did talk about it. I'm just gonna say the long run, hopefully with Pokemon Company outsourced, you gotta add those, you gotta bring back the national deck. But the upside is Pokemon Home. I gotta admit, whoever ever thought of this, the technology, the architect, the system, you gotta freaking awesome, man. I don't know what to say. That's actually awesome. Able to move your Pokemon just using one switch. I even give my impression on both free version and the premium. And yeah, I mean, right now $50.99 maybe, but you have to understand the servers, they have to be used, the cloud, whatever. And $15.99 a year is not really, well, sort of. Again, it's subjective, but again, it is what it is there. But as of right now, it's very handy because I got Diamond Pearl, I got Legend Arceus, and I'm starting to put all those Pokemon from Pokemon Go. Yeah, so, and I did talk about this on my impression that if you have a Pokemon Go Pokemon, chances are that the attributes and the stat is not going to be as good as the game itself on the console, or, you know, the game itself. You know what I mean? But again, you know, it's like the game is not really unbalanced to some extent, so they're trying to balance it. You gotta give the props, especially the move set. I don't know what they did here. You gotta give them props. So, wow. Still, I'm still waiting for that Pokemon Sleep because I want to get that Pokemon Go Plus Plus. But maybe 2022 to 2023 there. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? And I'm gonna be cutting it here. So next time, I'll be talking about fighting games, more about Nintendo Switch, and believe it or not, about a famous Mr. Plagiarist. So with that, stay tuned.